start.
Okay.
It should be up. You should be able to access it on your own. But if not...
Nice, let me find your channel.
And people should be joining us in any moment once I tweet this out.
Hell yes.
Hell
hey,
and the
there we
yes.
go. Yes, hell.
Yes to hell. Is anybody... Alright. I'm just
There
gonna
is no one in the stream right now.
Send the tweet out. I swear, if Zach doesn't join us...
I'm gonna do nothing because there is nothing I can do.
True, but I'm gonna be mad about it.
That's even worse than doing anything.
Oh no. Zach can't deal with us being passive-aggressively angry against him.
Damn.
Damn. Daniel.
Damn. Back at it again with the... I forget the rest of them.
Back at it again with the pink vans.
With the red fans. Ooh, there's a big black box on the side. Oh, there we go. You fixed it.
Yes, I did. And that's
Yes,
why
you
they
did.
pay me the big bucks.
That's why you paste. Hey, socially inept Spider-Man is in the chat.
Hey,
How's it going,
buddy?
dude?
How's it going?
So there are 2 other people watching, because there's 3 watching.
Welcome to the
myself.
disappointment hour.
IDK, sorry. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome, IDK, sorry.
I sound so unenthusiastic, but fuck.
I mean, if I were Ginger, I would be unenthusiastic about life as well.
Yeah, I would be too.
See, this is my character, if you can look at him right now. His name is Nux Caliban, and he's here to sell out and make as much money as humanly possible.
That's what I would do in the real world.
Yes, but in this world, he's here to sell out his fellow Earthers, and he is the most capitalist person that will ever be. And now you're going inside him. Oh no.
So what's the plan?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That was awkward.
Oh, don't go inside him. Oh. I'm seeing it on my screen now. By the way, for anyone watching, either now or after the fact, I am watching the stream on like the actual stream, because if David were to share it like via Discord, like through his screen, it's gonna fuck up the stream.
Because my internet is real shitty.
Yeah, I mean everyone's internet is real shitty. Let's be honest.
Like Xavier's is slightly less shitty.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why. You gotta ask him why that is. Maybe he can help you out with some shit or something. I don't know.
So I'm leveling up. And I'm just giving myself a lot of skills in the things that will allow me to make money.
Dialogue.
There's another cool thing about this game, which is that, there is another cool thing about this game, which is that if you level up your dialogue, you can actually use that in your regular gameplay, because people will be more likely to be terrified by you. They will be more likely to do all that sort of thing.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would they be terrified? What about it would terrify them?
Well, they will... I don't know exactly how it works, but it's just...
Oh, have you had, like, not had the chance to try that in your playthrough?
No, I have tried it. It just automatically activates, and I'm not sure what words to put it into.
Oh, right. Fair enough. There's that phrase again.
All of these
There's
words.
5 people in the stream.
Oh boy. Ooh.
2 more people joined. Welcome to. Oh, okay, 4 now. Someone left.
Oh.
Shame.
The workers in the Outer
someone
Worlds.
else left.
So,
Oh,
socially inept Spider-Man says the workers in the Outer Worlds need to seize the means of production. You know, you're right. They do. But I'm not going to let them, because I can make a lot more money if they don't.
Money's the key, boys and girls.
It is.
If you get money, regardless of what you have, not, then that's all that matters.
And also,
whether you have to kill your
it's
family, whatever. As long as you're making money, then shit. Happy life, happy days.
And it's okay too if you screw over your fellow man to do it.
Yeah, definitely, just sell out to a fucking alien race. Pull off what Half-Life did and just fuck these people over, you know?
Oh, yes, of course. I apologize if I seem over-eager. How else?
I'm gonna change something.
What are you changing?
My life.
Oh, the screen is doing the black thing. Cautiously capitalist says IDK sorry.
Who?
IDK sorry says cautiously capitalist.
Yep.
Oh, capitalistic.
Capitalistic.
Capitalistic. Words in English.
What is English?
Those are fun. English is a state of being. It's a state of mind.
Because it's not a language, we know that.
Obviously not.
So, okay, so I want to introduce you to my favorite character in the entire game so far. And this is this guy with the helmet, named Martin Callahan. He is great. Let's talk to him.
Is it just me, or is Groundbreaker feeling extra chilly?
David is on the guillotine list. Sorry, dude, had to be done, says socially inept Spider-Man.
Oh, don't worry, I will. I mean, normally I would be a comrade, but we're role-playing tonight. We're role-playing as the bourgeoisie.
Slogans to keep track of.
The bourgeoisie?
Sometimes I forget.
Indeeds.
What, can you explain what the bourgeoisie is, good sir?
Could I explain what the bourgeoisie?
Heard of it?
Please, explain what the bourgeoisie is.
Just as long as you talk like that, I will say anything you want me to say, because that is a very sexy accent.
Why, thank you, good sir.
Not the word I'd use.
It is my true accent. The voice you heard before is nothing but a mere illusion.
Dump sums it up nicely.
For you see, I am not of this world.
Well, I liked it fine.
I want you to say...
They're doing their best.
Yeah.
I want you to say in that accent, say the words... I killed the younglings. It was me.
Alright. I killed the younglings. It was me.
Yes! So let's just listen to this. So I'm going to ask Martin Callahan about his hat. Let's just watch it.
What a fancy hat. Ask him why he got it.
Please send any complaints to our consumer care headwear division.
Headwear division. You doing all right in there?
Oh,
I'm having a stellar day, and not just because I'm legally obligated to say so.
Almost as stellar as a Spacer's Choice is.
Can you see in there?
So what is this game about?
I can see all of the top quality.
Like, is it just you about fucking...
Choice catalog?
Yeah, what is this game about? Educate me, because I've heard you talk about it, and I was there briefly for the previous live stream. But, like, I didn't do enough research to know what the fuck the game is, or what it's about or whatever. So, yeah. Please explain.
Well, I'll give it to you in a second once I buy one of these lovely hats.
Buy me one as well. I'd love to wear one. It looks so fancy and everything.
I bought 2 of them.
Ooh!
So?
Alright, give me one now.
Here you go. Here's one.
Why, thank you, good sir.
And you see me right there?
I shall
very
put one
sexy.
onto my head.
That's very sexy right there.
Ooh. I'm looking all fancy now.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to this girl, but basically the plot of this is that, like, there's this colony system that's very corporate owned right here. And there was this colony ship that was sent there that's full of, like, thinkers and philosophers and people of the mind who were sent here to save them.
Right.
And they got lost on the way. And it's heavily implied that because of that, you know, they've been just lost in deep space and they're all frozen. And then this guy called Phineas wakes you up as the one person who's not kept in captive who's not kept in captive, you know, in space. And then he tells you that it's your job to, you know, rescue everyone and keep them, you know, where they should, and get everybody out. And in so doing, they hope to rescue the system, right? Then you can choose to do that, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is sell out the guy that rescued me so that I can make a bunch of money working for the capitalists.
Huh. It honestly sounds like Half-Life, the second installment of Half-Life, but with like more of a choice as to like what you want to do.
Yeah, that's about right.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the first Half-Life you can just do whatever you want. Like if you want to kill a scientist who are supposed to be your allies in the game, you could do that.
Okay, so here's this guy. He's gonna ask to be part of my crew, and I'm gonna say yes. Because
Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
maybe the socially inept Spider-Man says, maybe the real exploited labor was the friends we made along the way. True.
I agree with you.
Yes, I absolutely am.
Man, there's barely anyone watching. It's like 3 people.
I could be the
So
best
with
MC
that
you
in
ever
mind,
hired.
you can say whatever you want.
Right. Freedom to say whatever I want. Shit, that is way too much power for one man to have. But let's see.
Sure,
I don't know.
And
What do
yeah.
you want to say, David?
I hired you to say things.
Wow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see. Big list of possibilities there.
I'll just... Really? We're picking...
I don't know. I actually don't know. Eat the rich. Yes, eat the rich. Well, socially inept Spider-Man says that, but I agree with him.
Thank you, socially
should
inept
eat the rich.
Spider-Man. You're our #1 fan.
See, if you eat the rich, then you will harness their ability to just shit money
Yes.
at will.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking, with that power, you can obliterate poverty, you know? There's
Well,
nothing you can't do then. So.
You obliterate poverty by obliterating the toilet. Because you'll be,
Well-
you know, shitting so much money.
You don't necessarily have to do it in the toilet.
Well, where else would you do it?
On the spot. I mean, if it's money that's coming out, then why would you need to use a toilet?
Why are there woolly
No.
cows on my ship? Huh.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something?
Okay, this is the fun. This is the cool bit. This is the funny bit. This is Parvati is your first companion,
So, Junlei and I
and
think-
she's like, she's
I don't know.
and she falls in love with one of this engineer girl, and it's like a
It's about-
super sweet
I don't
little
wanna-
romance, and it's adorable.
I don't.
Huh.
The engineer lady and the engineer lady.
Thanks, Cap. I actually had a. Let's see here.
That's cool.
I don't know, Captain.
They're like the
Come
the
on.
most she's the clueless lesbian stereotype, and it's very cute.
Sounds like a a bad stereotype, to be honest. But
It is a bad stereotype, but I don't care.
fair enough.
Fair enough. How many fairs
Fair
are there
enough.
going to be enough?
Never.
Oh no.
Just for context, like, fucking before we started the stream, every time David would say something, I would just reply with "fair enough." And I haven't been doing it just today, actually. I've been doing it like since ever. And it's only now that David's calling me out on it.
Yes, Captain. Beginning
This is because I'm a bad
And that-
friend.
Viscera and death everywhere.
Yeah.
Fire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. What?
Captain. Also.
I'm kidding. You're a good friend.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
You're a not bad friend.
Now playing a Spacer's
You're an
Choice
alright friend.
advertisement jingle.
I'm glad to be just okay.
You're a meh friend. Just meh.
My friend.
Everyone in Halcyon is
My
contractually
friend.
obligated to label this
Blah 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 blah.
Lobber.
what part of the colony would you like? How can I?
You know what's funny? I've been sitting here for like what, say like two to 3 minutes trying to think of like a topic to talk about so that the stream just doesn't fall flat. But nothing is coming to mind.
Okay. Tell me about who should I vote in the 2020 election?
Shit. Kanye West. He's still running, right? Yeah, vote for him.
He's gonna run in 2024 because he loves Trump too much to run against Trump.
Did he actually change it to 2024?
Yes, because he loves Trump so much.
Fuck. Shit, okay.
Okay, so
what are the options? Who are the candidates?
so the candidates we have
Fuck.
Orange Daddy, Trump. On the Democrat side, the primary hasn't activated yet, but there's still a bunch of people running. There's Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
I like
There's Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders. There's Joe Biden, who is old and bad.
Right.
Kamala Harris dropped out. Amy Klobuchar is another senator running. I love how when Xavier's on the stream, we make a bunch of bad jokes about stuff, and then when you're on the stream, we're talking politics.
Yeah.
Captain?
I don't know. I'm not a very
Something with more teeth than is strictly necessary.
I'm more of a talk real, and I'll give you a witty real and make a joke, and I won't know how to respond. Person.
When do you, I believe you're making your stream debut today. Are you? Is there any other
Yeah, very first.
times that you've been talking with your real verse with the real boy words in another video? Because we're all familiar with your animations.
Yeah. I think I've been in one of Xavier's videos about one of the behind the scenes for one of the animation. I think it's for the Spawn animation. For his Spawn Armageddon video.
Mm-hmm.
He actually did 2 videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I've just been radio silent.
For the next centuries, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to work on other animations, but the thing is, the computer that I, used to animate, the computer that had all the models and all the software and stuff to make the animations, it bricked itself at the end of 2018.
Oh no.
And I was able to recover the hard drive, but I haven't had a chance to import the programs and shit onto this new computer. So I figured before I do that, I have no idea how to import stuff from a hard drive onto or an internal computer hard drive onto another computer. So I figured I'd leave that as a last resort. So I got all the programs that I used on the other computer and tried to set him up again in a way, like in the same way that I had him up before. But the problem with that is it just wouldn't work the way it did. Like, there would be some programs that just stop working. There would be other programs that require certain sets for them to actually run.
So you gotta, it's a whole process you gotta do before you'll be ready to do another animation.
Yeah. And the process itself wouldn't be so bad. But again, the problem is it just doesn't want to cooperate with me.
Yeah.
For a while I tried fixing it, or tried to look for ways to fix it, but now I'm just like, yeah, I'll see if I can't get the programs and softwares from my other hard drive and put them on here. But the thing is, I haven't had time to do that because of school and college and whatnot.
So I need to ask you an important question. Has
Xavier
asked you to do any new animations in a while?
Yeah, actually, for the Mortal Kombat video, there was a whole sequence where Xavier was jumping around.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I did the background movement for that.
Ooh.
Because the way he did it was, he got his suit on, he did the movements in front of a green screen. And I took all of that, and I got, like, a map for combat games in Blender. And I started, like, animating the camera and stuff to, like, correspond and match with the movements that he was doing in front of the green screen. And I sent the footage over to Xavier, and he put the two, like, footage together, added some, and I put X and upload.
Do you want to? Okay, so
yeah.
I was gonna say something, but never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just got a message from Xavier, and he said that somebody in the comments of the latest stream highlights video was annoyed because we made homophobic jokes in the last stream highlights video. So...
You cut out there.
So, somebody in the comments of the latest stream highlights said I made homophobic... or somebody made homophobic jokes. Either, that. Also, Socially Inept Spider-Man, you said a little bit ago that, are the graphics in this game purposely updated? Well, part of it is that my stream rig is kind of bad because my Wi-Fi is slow, so it's gonna be a little bit bumpy because of that.
Wait, Bethesda made that game?
No, Bethesda didn't. Obsidian did. But he was asking whether it was like making fun of Bethesda or something.
Oh, right.
Or like an homage to Bethesda, I don't know.
As the Fallout 76, I love how everyone stopped talking about it by like April of this year. It was such a shitstorm. Like, holy shit!
Did you hear that there was that recently people were able to exploit some hacks in Fallout 76 recently to steal other people's stuff? Like, if you were within render distance of another player, you could use this exploit to get into their inventory and steal all their stuff.
I just found out about it just now. Holy shit.
Isn't that great?
That's amazing. Did Bethesda do anything about it?
They did eventually, but not very rapidly.
I heard about this thing where a bunch of players found the developer room in the game, and they basically just stole assets from there, and they like transferred it over to like other accounts. Yeah. So that whatever they found isn't just permanently gone. And Bethesda like found about those players, or like the players that Bethesda found out about. They banned them temporarily and sent them an email saying, "We'll unban you if you tell us how you got there."
Oh, that's great. I love it. Okay, so now I am in this town where a bunch of like, so right now this town is technically secret. It's not supposed to be here. Nobody knows about it, but it's this corporate place, and they got attacked by a bunch of things. So these monsters. So I'm gonna take advantage of them. briefly.
I done had enough of this shit.
Hell yes.
I'm just
Hell
a
yes.
fucking
How you gonna do
Yes.
that?
No one
How
should
you
knock
gonna do
about
that?
fighting no raps.
Socially Inept Spider-Man is asking about if Obsidian is required to use Bethesda's engine. They don't work under Bethesda anymore. They were bought by Microsoft last year, actually. But this game was developed independently, and it was published by a division of 2K Games. So they haven't been working for Bethesda since Fallout New Vegas, which is a very good game.
Your power
Okay, so I did some
great,
research
man.
into
Tell me
Outer Worldz. By that I mean I just typed it into the Google engine.
Got me.
And it
He's
was made on
testing
the
metal.
engine, surprisingly
Much
enough.
fight left in me anyway.
Under what engine?
The Unreal Engine.
Mm-hmm.
The Unreal... That's actually
Alarms
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Engine.
Science.
So,
Do a lot of game dev companies use the Unreal Engine, or just like a completely different engine?
Oh, before I
Mhm.
forget.
I wonder if, because I know some of them do use the like the Arkham games, Fortnite and whatnot, but then you have other companies that use their own engine, like Bethesda and Insomniac Games and Naughty Dog and whatnot.
yeah.
So I'm just curious about the ratio of companies using Unreal Engine, or just game engines that are
There's also
versus
Amazon.
their own engines.
Amazon has their own game
Amazon.
engine that some people use, but of course Amazon's not very big in the in developers right now. They want to be.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, Amazon has their engine. It's called
What
like
of
Timber
Amazon Lumberyard.
Lumberyard, yeah.
If you've come to end
Holy
my life,
shit!
let's
Mhm.
be on with it.
Since when was this a thing? 2016.
I
Wow.
must apologize.
Written in C++, Lua, and C#. Huh.
So this is about toothpaste. They're using these gigantic monsters to develop toothpaste.
Very well.
They're using what to develop toothpaste?
Giant lizards.
Oh, yeah.
But don't. The
Why?
my product.
It doesn't sound very
That
ethical.
would
Of course it's not.
How
It's capitalist. But I don't care about that.
if my colleagues
Capitalism is a cancer. The corporations are ruining America, man.
Yeah, because you know what happens in America, because you live there, right? Only people
Yeah,
who live there
obviously.
would care this much.
Fuck, do you think I live in Australia or something?
No. With that
Fucking-
accent, I wouldn't believe that you lived anywhere but in Colorado.
We ought to find
We are experiencing a
Fucking right on, cunt. No one fucking lives in fucking Australia. Fucking country.
I have
Everyone's fucking in on the joke, cunt. They secretly take it to fucking Papua New Guinea and shit. It's not real.
What isn't real?
Australia.
Oh yeah, of course. Just like the birds aren't real.
Yeah. Fucking government projects and shit.
I'm talking about... Look at this guy with his little thing on his face.
You picked a hell of a day to visit.
All of the streams updating. Oh. That's a cool, what is it, like a monocle or something?
Whoa, slow down. Benefits?
Cyborg attachment.
In certain social
He's
situations,
a... Yes,
Personal
cyborg,
situation.
whatever.
where you might want to enhance your
Nice.
charisma.
Socially Not Spider-Man says, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I thought Days Gone was fantastic.
What
I
is
haven't
Days
played
Gone?
Days Gone.
Sure.
It's like a survival game. A
Any
AAA
good?
survival game. Well, he's saying he liked it. I haven't played it personally.
Me neither.
I've seen some gameplay footage about it. All I know is that you can ride this like motorcycle around, which looks really fucking cool.
How do you suppose
Uh-huh.
this is used? Do you drink it? or
But
is it-
other than that, I've not played it.
I'm not
I don't think it was marketed that much,
I don't think it was
Because
either.
because I haven't heard a single thing about it until like it came out, and then I saw like a couple of YouTube videos about it. But that's about it. Like nothing about it interested me to the point where I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out.
Oh boy, I need to check out all of the things from the library.
The library.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
The library. Man, I fucking hate libraries. I love bookstores, but I hate libraries.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. There's something about libraries that make me go like, yeah, no. Fucking... I mean, there's my campus library, which is fine. But, I don't know.
What are you talking about? I love libraries.
I love refrigerators.
Think we'll find any freakish experiments locked away in there?
Have you not seen that meme?
What meme?
I love refrigerators.
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
So there's this guy just walking like in front of refrigerators, and he's like looking around, looking all happy and stuff. And he stops in front of like the refrigerator that's like within the camera's focus. He puts one hand on it, looks at the camera, and just says, "I love refrigerators."
Oh no.
And that was it.
Sounds like a weeb.
Yeah.
Only weebs like refrigerators. Only weebs refrigerate things and make them cold so that they don't grow mold all over them.
Dude,
Real
mold is
men
fucking...
let their food
Mold is
be covered.
delicious. I don't get
it's-
why people don't like mold.
It's part of a nutritious, balanced breakfast.
Exactly. How do you think people get like super strong and shit? How do you think people get healthy? Mold, man.
Hey, I'll have you know that at Thanksgiving, my family and I tried out this new meat substitute, which was made from mold, and it was very nutritious and delicious. So, you know, eating that, and you know, eating the mold off of your bread will make you equally healthy.
Socially Not Spider-Man says, "What the fuck are you talking about? Australians aren't real." Yeah, that's what I'm fucking saying, cunt. They're fucking fake. All fucking fake. It's a fucking ploy by the fucking UN, cunt. The fucking government of the United States.
What's the objective of this false flag?
It's don't get me started on it. Fucking.
Well, I did get you started on it, so now you have to tell me.
So basically, it's a ploy by the fucking American government to fucking overtake by suggesting that there's a country just as fucking fantastical as America itself, right?
Yeah.
And so what that does is it gets the fucking Chinese to fucking investigate into this fake country, buying the Americans more time to overtake the Chinese.
Makes sense.
That's all it fucking is. Yeah.
It's all about the Chinese, baby.
Chinese are fucking with their fucking economy.
How dare another country be nationalistic? Only the Americans are allowed to have a country.
Fucking, yeah. All other countries should be called the United States of the fucking world.
No,
you know what I mean?
Except we rename the rest of the world to be America. America.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah. Freedom is the
America. Man.
What? How the hell did you get it?
The Orange Man
I care.
is an alien. He's not human, and he's just an alien.
What?
From another fucking dimension.
He is the alien.
He is. He's the alien.
Okay, so tell me, as a real red-blooded American who loves NASCAR and eats steak every day, what do you think of our president, Donald J. Trump?
I think he's a fucking cunt.
Tell me more.
Well, I think he's a fucking dumb cunt. But he's a fucking cunt as well. He's both a cunt and a dumb cunt.
Ah. Our friend is very erudite. We can all tell.
The fuck does that mean, cunt?
It means smart.
Ah. Yeah, what the fuck do you expect? I'm fucking American. Obviously, I'm gonna be smart.
And as we all know, Americans are well known across the world for being very intelligent.
Yeah. Obviously.
And for being very thin, and being health conscious, and for being very progressive. Not very religious.
Bro. Man, if you were to go to any country and just stay there, which country would it be?
I don't know.
You know what I'd say?
What?
Fucking America, cunt.
Well, you already are in America, so why do you need to go somewhere
Exactly.
else?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm gonna say. I would. So there's no.
You're cutting out. I think you need to repeat that.
Point. Socially inept Spider-Man says China extreme divide between the rich and poor working conditions, including one of the worst human rights records. America, capitalists must be commies. And he says, I would love to move to Vietnam.
Oh.
I've never heard a single thing about Vietnam as of late.
Vietnam's better than it used to be, but it's still not ideal. Did you? Hey,
I mean, they haven't been in the news. They haven't been.
Tell you what. Did you read about Jordan Vogt Roberts and what happened to him in Vietnam?
Who's that?
He is the director of Godzilla vs. Kong.
No,
not Godzilla vs. Kong. He's the director of King Kong.
Yeah.
In 2017, right? Well,
what happened to him?
After that, after he finished that movie, he moved to Vietnam for a number of years, and he became like a spokesman for tourism to that area, right?
Right.
And then he was hanging out in this bar one night. He moved to whatever the biggest city of that area is. He had a great time there. He was really successful. He was really, clubbing it up in this area. He was having a lot of fun. He was in this one club, right? And then, these three people, I forget the exact details of it, but they, beat him up in this club to within an inch of his life. And he almost dies. He's, in critical condition. He's in the hospitals. And then when he recovers, he's trying to find out what happened. And the police will tell him nothing, because all they know is that it was done by some criminal gang. So like these gangsters in whatever the city was. So then after that, this reporter who was going to do a profile on the director and him, they through their own individual means track down the guys who did it to him, and they find out that there were these really deep connections to the Vietnamese mob. And this one guy who just really didn't like him, who's a mob guy who just beat him up. And
wow.
It was a really interesting story. You should check it out. And then after that, I think he moved to the United States, and he's working on a new monster movie set in Detroit, I think. Something like that. It's actually a really interesting story. You should look it up.
I will. You got to link it to me though, because I don't think I'll remember it. Oh, remember to look it up.
Well, I'm too busy playing a video game, loser.
Well, after the stream, mate. After the stream.
Get a little fresh air in your lungs.
Presuming that I will talk to you after this stream.
Yeah, assuming that you want to unfriend me and just forget about me.
I'm just gonna ghost you after this stream.
The only reason why you talk to me is so I can be in one of your streams.
Exactly.
Fucking Xavier or Josh are too busy to be in any of them.
Yeah, do you know what Josh is doing right now?
What's he doing right now?
He's hanging out. He's staying in the town that his girlfriend is from with his girlfriend. Fucking loser.
What a fucking virgin.
Yeah. Only virgins meet the parents of their significant other.
Only virgins have a significant other. What a fucking loser. You know
Chads
the real winners
play
in
video games.
Yeah, bro.
And
the real winners are the cunts that stay at home in their mom's basement, no jobs, nothing, just fucking playing video games
and
yelling
committing
at
hate
other
crimes
kids
on the internet, harassing celebrities.
Yeah, and women. Don't forget the women.
Oh, how would I forget that? And also celebrities who are women, especially those.
God, this sounds terrible out of context.
Honestly, everything I say sounds terrible out of context. So, welcome to the club.
Thank you. Socially Up Spider-Man says, "I watch a communist who lives in Vietnam. He's called Non-Compete, and he says Vietnam is a very..." Huh.
I heard absolutely nothing of what you just said.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Great.
And that's how I like.
So, Spider-Man says, "I watch a communist on YouTube who lives in Vietnam. He's called Non-Compete, and he says Vietnam is a very nice place to live." Did you get that, David?
Take him down.
David.
I think you're gonna have to talk a little bit closer to the mic, buddy.
Okay. I actually can't tell whether you didn't hear me or whether you're actually telling me to
I was joking.
stay the fuck away.
I kept joking with Xavier about how my streams are going to become ASMR videos, but I never actually imagined it would happen.
See, I watch your streams, bro. I know the context to everything. A lot of things, not everything.
Oh no.
I know your jokes. I know
no, I've been discovered. Oh shit. What am I gonna do with my life now?
It's almost like you're broadcasting yourself to fucking dozens of people online.
Oh no, if it were hundreds, I'd be okay with it. But dozens? No. That's too many.
That's way too many.
What was that? Something going on over
You been playing any other games besides Outer Worldz?
Not on the stream.
Yeah, obviously.
I've been playing a lot of City Skylines lately, and I also got back into my old game of Fallout New Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm almost dead. You talk. I'm gonna fight so I don't die.
Okay. So to update everyone on what I've been playing, because I asked David the same question. I recently got the Half-Life games, and I played them all for the first time. And my god, what a fucking ending Episode 2 was of Half-Life 2. Like, the other games are great, right? Half-Life 1, Half-Life, what's the other one?
Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2,
Blue
Half-Life
Shift,
2.5.
Opposing Force, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, and Episode 2. I played Lost Coast, which is like a little tech demo for the games of like, I think a cut level from one of the Half-Life games, Half-Life 2 games.
Yeah.
And
one of the Half-Life 2 games.
I've been having such a blast with. They're so well done. Like, everything that happens in a way that doesn't feel forced. Everything feels natural and part of the world. Like, it's one of the most engaging games and you feel ever played. And that's a really bold statement because I've played so many games. Like, a lot of games. And this is like one of the few games where I'm just, I can get behind that. I'm like incredibly engaged with everything that's happening. And fucking playing Half-Life Episode 2 and finishing it off, I can understand why everyone was so like heartbroken over like Half-Life 3 not coming out, because it does end on a really like epic cliff. But then now we have Half-Life Alyx, which looks amazing, and I'm really excited for that. The only downside I would say is it's on like a fucking VR, right? It's run on a VR, and so not everyone has access to it, and I'm like one of those people. But I mean, there are always like
who does or doesn't
walkthroughs. Who does or doesn't what?
have VR.
Oh, doesn't have VR. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to enjoy it like everyone else. Most I'll do is look up like a walkthrough and just like see how it turns out from there. And the the benefits of doing that is if it's good, then I'll know it's good, and if it's bad, then at least I wouldn't have wasted my money, like the money on a VR just to play the game. But I doubt it's gonna be bad because every Half-Life game has been fantastic.
I wonder how long it's been since the last time that Bethesda actually, I'm sorry, I mean Valve actually released a video game.
They released this Dota card game not too long ago.
But like a real
let me see
game,
if I
not
can
like
remember.
just a card game.
Oh,
Because I don't
Portal
count
2,
card games as real games.
I would say either Portal 2 or Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Okay. Portal 2
Either
was
one of those
fantastic. I love that game.
Portal 2 was amazing. I loved everything about it except for like the stage transitions, like between. It's a lot less seamless.
Yeah.
They have
and
like those
they got
fancy,
they
flashy
got
like
annoying
loading
after a
cards and shit.
while.
They did. It just breaks the immersion so much. Like the renders and the cards and shit. Like they all look great, but I don't think that their placement in the game was very what's the word, appropriate. I feel like if they needed to, to have those cards or whatever, like those rendered loading screens, maybe they could have had them somewhere else, like in the like an extras menu or something. I don't know. Because I mean, they look great, but they're just very distracting from the game itself.
Yeah. True.
I'm also waiting for a fucking Source filmmaker because like while developing Half-Life Alyx, Valve had to make a new Source engine. And like it evidently looks fucking amazing.
So was that why it took them so long to make Half-Life Alyx?
Well, okay. Not, but I don't think that's like the only reason. Because I've been looking, listening and watching a bunch of like developer interviews regarding Half-Life Alyx, and the reason as to why it took them so long to not only release another Half-Life game, but like another actual game, because they wanted to delve into like VR games, but they didn't know which games to develop. At first, they were like debating over like doing a Portal game for the VR, but decided against it because like it would make a lot of people dizzy. What with you jumping at full speeds through Portal?
Yeah.
They considered making like a bunch of other games. Some I think were original. I mean, some were like pre-existing IPs they made. And eventually they were like, why not make another Half-Life game? And figuring out how to make that Half-Life game, that was the challenge for them. And I guess the engine, like making a new engine, would have taken them quite a while. Because that isn't an easy thing to do. Like the amount of programming that it takes for the fucking engine, just to make an engine is mind blowing.
Yeah.
What with the bugs that you may or may not experience. Like programming is harder than what everyone thinks. Like everyone knows that it's hard, but I don't think they know why it's hard. I think everyone assumes that it's hard because it's a like brand new language. But the reality is it's hard because there's a shit ton of things that can go wrong as you're programming a game. There's so many bugs that like it's impossible for you to anticipate. Anything could be a bug, anything could glitch out, and for you to fix each and every single one of those problems, depending on what the problem is, or like which part of the game it affects, or like which part of the programming it affects, will determine how long it takes for you to fix it.
I'm gonna guess that all the nothing in that.
There's also like a bunch of things that just thinking about makes me like not want to talk about, because I'm doing a game development course, if anyone doesn't know.
Yeah,
and in that,
Josh
like,
is doing that too, so he can talk about that as well.
Yeah, dude, programming is like one of the worst things I've ever had to do. Because not only do you have to figure out do certain things, but if something goes wrong, it's really hard for you to recover from that without like going back to the code and possibly rewriting whatever like code for whatever feature. Which again, depending on what it is that you're doing, may vary in difficulty and therefore in how long it takes you to effectively like develop a code or like a mechanic. So yeah, for them to make like a new engine, I would imagine that taking them a really long.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the games that they would have had to make in that engine after making that engine, to either test them out, determine whether they want to, continue making that game, or just like determining, which game they want to make, which would involve like them repeating the process, introducing a mechanic and fixing the bugs of that mechanic and introducing another mechanic and repeating the same process over how many amount of times that they had to do it before saying, yeah, let's make a Half-Life game. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, really hard shit. And if that's the reason why it took them so long to make a game, then it's really understandable why we've waited till now to see another Half-Life installment for the VR. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Really poorly put together, but yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't pay you the big bucks to be articulate. I pay you the big bucks to be... Xavier, I mean, to be on the stream.
Fair enough. I mean, you don't pay me at all, but fair enough.
Don't worry, the check's in the mail. It'll be there soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, if it doesn't come, if I don't get the mail in, let's just say the next couple of days, then I'm gonna be really upset.
Well, if you ask me where it is in the next couple of days, do you want to guess what I'm gonna tell you?
What are you gonna tell me?
The check's in the mail.
Fair enough.
And that's what they all say. You know what? You say fair enough?
What?
You know what I say to that?
What do you say to that?
That's what she said.
Fair enough.
Imagine the sexy pillow talk. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was so
Fair
good.
enough.
Good, honey. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Just nothing sexier than that.
You're on trial, and everyone brings out their argument as to why you're guilty, and you're
and then the
on
judge.
The stand, you say, "Well, fair enough."
There's nothing better than just saying fair enough.
I suppose it does not matter.
Fair enough. Fuck it, I should trademark it. Just the word fair enough, and make it my own.
Diet toothpaste.
That'd be a great idea. Is that fair enough?
I don't know what is, and I don't know what isn't.
Fair enough.
Oh boy.
Take your time.
Is this what my life is going to be like?
Yes.
I never imagined I'd say this, boss, but even a rap.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the stream cut out and came back like a couple of times just then.
Yeah. Well, It's I'm sorry if the stream is cutting out for any of those who are watching, but this is the best I can do. I turned the bit rate way down, so hopefully that'll help, and I've done all this, but my internet is just not good, so...
I think it's just me and Socially Inept Spider-Man watching the stream.
Well, Socially Inept Spider-Man, or whoever else is watching, we thank you very much. We appreciate your viewership. And if anybody else is watching, you're cool people. You're
there's someone else in the strem now.
In the strem.
In the strem. Oh wait, no, it's just
strength.
Yeah. I think beside you and me, it's just Socially Inept Spider-Man in the stream.
Oh no!
Is it because of me?
Yes,
it is. Because I'm not entertaining enough? I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. Everything's because of you. It's all your fault.
Damn it. Fair enough.
It's all your fault. Everything is your fault. Including the...
I know.
Just because you're so damn... American.
I know. Fair enough.
I don't like the Americans here. These Americans are
I
just
don't
losers.
fucking like the Americans either. I think all the fucking Americans are fucking... What's an insulting word? Cunt.
Little. I don't know what. I don't know what kind of insulting word do you want?
Just any fucking word.
I think you know American insults well enough because you're so American. Use the most American insult you possibly can think of.
Look at that. Those idiots got themselves a mama raptor
Fuck. I think they're fucking cunts. That's an American insult.
It is. It's only the most American.
It's the most American insult. It's not Australian, obviously, because it's fucking fake.
I mean, it's not. That's also the most offensive word you could say to another person if you're in England, too.
In England?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty offensive there, too.
I don't get why... It's not that big of a deal.
I thought it was. At least that's what the idea I got from watching British TV about 10 years ago.
Oh, I'm talking about, like, Australia, not Britain.
I thought we were talking about America.
No, I'm saying, yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, I don't get why you guys make such a big deal out of it. And I'm saying maybe because we say it a lot here. And, like, it's become such a casual thing. And maybe you guys don't say, like, as much there, and so, like,
because we don't like you.
Word. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, like, the first time I heard that Americans get offended by the word, I was like, wait, what? Why? And I still sort of, like, why? What's so bad about it? Care to explain, David? What's so bad about it? What's the word ever done to you? Yeah, David
know.
Doesn't exist.
I think I think it might be, I don't know. It might be just it's all cultural. That's what it is. Everything is cultural, including culture. Yeah. You know what else is cultural? Culture.
Does that mean there are, like, some cultures without, or other countries without a culture?
Yes.
But wouldn't that paradoxically mean that that's their culture?
Yes.
Huh. That's interesting to think about.
Boris, David, you fool. England doesn't exist either. Boris Johnson destroyed Britain as of this year. Oh yeah, Boris Johnson. Isn't
he that Russian-looking motherfucker?
He's the guy who he's the Prime Minister of England, but he looks like a 5-year-old boy in the body of like a 50-year-old man.
He looks like a Russian.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. He just looks like a Russian. When I look at him, I'm like, that's a Russian.
Oh shit. That's the true plot twist of 2019. Boris Johnson is Russian.
He's a Russian.
Oh no. Oh no.
Russians are fucking taking over our fucking world cunt.
No. No.
Man, Russia's such an interesting place.
Oh, it is.
Take that however you will, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, but it's a really interesting place.
It is. Absolutely.
Apparently it snows a lot there.
Apparently it's also kind of cold there sometimes.
Sounds like my place then. Because I fucking love the cold.
Yeah, and we get a lot of cold here in America, so you're happy.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Imagine the people living in Australia.
Where the fires are burning and...
Yeah, and where the sun is constantly red.
And where there's a bunch of smoke in the sky because of the Australian Prime Minister leaving to have vacations in Hawaii.
Leaving for Hawaii. What a responsible man.
Yeah.
If I was an Australian, I'd be proud to be one.
Oh yeah, of course you would be, because they're good. Because they have a well-run country.
Yeah, bro. It's not like firefighters die because the proper resources to like put out fires because the government they didn't have like money. Like,
if I were Australian, I would believe that Mad Max was a documentary.
You know, it's funny because Australia is too far from a fucking Mad Max wasteland. Like, we already got the heat covered. We're just waiting on the fucking sand and for the societal collapse.
Just say cunt a couple more times and it'll happen.
Oh, I fucking might. Cunt.
Do it.
Cunt.
Oh no, now we're in the Mad Max apocalypse. Oh god. Thank you for doing this to us. So, there's this movie, so there's this French movie called Delicatessen that's really good and very funny. And I have my own, like, headcanon about it, which is that there's, in the post-apocalyptic, it's in the same world as Mad Max, and this is just what's happening in France while Mad Max happens in Australia. And that's my theory.
Sounds legit. I'd buy it.
Mm-hmm. So the
Social
movie
that Spider-Man says, in reality, America is more likely to take over the world. I don't disagree. I think it's a power struggle between America and Russia. But
there's also China in there somewhere.
Yeah. How's the situation in China going with Hong Kong? Because I know there have been like a bunch of protests.
Well, there's been a bunch of protests basically everywhere because capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how like the protests around the world started just as soon as the protests in Hong Kong started. Like they all happened at the same time.
I don't know what protests are, if you ask me. They're all protests. About protesting the protests, and the protests need to be protested by protesting.
Let's protest about protesting.
Yes.
A protest to end protests.
Yes, that too.
That's what the protest is about. Speaking of meta shit, have you ever played Sun?
Have you ever played what?
Sunset Overdrive.
Nope. Because I was an Xbox 360 exclusive, and I don't play Xbox.
It's on the PC now.
Well, I
You
don't
can get it
play,
on Steam.
I don't play PC, even though I'm clearly playing on PC right now.
Fair enough.
I just took a bunch of fucking chemicals in my veins in this game. Now I'm obviously very high on the drugs. The drugs! The drugs, Chesterton. You didn't mention the drugs.
Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. If you do drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Okay.
I've never been so pleased.
Man, do you have a lot of drug dealers in your school? Or like any drug dealers at all? David?
What?
Do you have any drug dealers in your school?
Maybe? Are you talking about, like... What are you talking about?
It's like people with drugs in your school that either sell them or take them.
Well, of course there's people who take them, but... So, the school that I go to, it's in a small town, right? And the drug of choice in this small town is meth. But there's not a lot of people in the school who do that. People in the school mostly will just do some of the alcohols or some of the Mary Janes.
You damn turncoat.
The MJ.
You must think.
Man, I remember the first time. It was at the start of the year. I was hanging out with a bunch of people, and all of a sudden, this guy's like, he starts talking about selling drugs, or like he asks if anyone's interested in drugs, and like everyone just turns to him like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "I could hook you up if you want." And that was like such a scary experience for me. Prior to that. Oh, yeah.
So like when I went to high school, I went to a sheltered high school, and in one of my classes, one of my friends who was a very, very, put it this way, she was one of the LDS kids. You know what those are, right?
Not really.
They're the fucking Mormons.
Oh, right.
You know what Mormons are, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Because there's so many of them where you live.
In America, yes.
Yeah, you live in Utah. So you know all the Mormons.
Yeah.
That's why you sound like you do. That's the Utah accent.
Yeah. Exactly. This is the fucking Utah accent, cunt.
And then I had some very LDS friends in high school, and one of them would tell the story of the time when she had to go to, because it was a K, like a 7 through 12 school, grade 7 through 12, and because you're American, you know what that means. And
yeah, obviously.
She had to go to a public school for her first year of high school, which is grade 9. So then she, after that, she would always tell us the story of the time that she was just talking to someone in the hallway, and that because of that, this guy just assumed that she wanted drugs from him because he was a drug dealer. So like, the only reason that she was, talking to him in the hall was obviously to get drugs, and she was very, very, let's say, she was very, very scandalized by this because she's a Mormon, and the Mormons love to take drugs, as we all know. They love coffee so much.
Obviously, yeah.
And then she would tell us that all the time, and it was like, oh no, you better not go to a regular school, because they would like to sell you drugs and stuff. But of course, I'm sure there were people in our high school who took drugs, mostly just lighter drugs, because we were rich suburban kids.
Obviously.
Not like you, who you did the hardcore stuff in the inner city schools of Salt Lake City, Iowa.
Obviously. But yeah, no, the worst that my school did, as far as like illicit stuff or like anything regarding like drugs or whatever, or the closest thing to drugs was they would smoke in the bathrooms.
Oh no.
And that was like the worst thing they did.
That's so scandalous.
I mean, people like got a bit risky and they got vapes and shit. They would vape them in the bathrooms. But that's about it. We never had any like drug problems or whatever.
Oh no, oh no. Vapes.
I did, hitting the jewel. Haha.
Ooh woo.
Ooh woo. Would you like to hit the jewel? Ooh woo.
Nuzzles your vape. Ooh woo, what's this?
Blows out smoke. Sucks on vape. Ooh woo.
Imagine that.
Oh jeez, I don't want to.
Do it.
Even though I said it, I don't want to imagine.
Imagine it.
Socially enough, Spider-Man says, "What happened in Bolivia?" I'm assuming that's like in Chile.
No, those are two different countries.
Yeah, I knew that.
Do you not know your geography? Because Chile is the really, really thin one that's on the western half of the lower peninsula of you know, South America. And
yeah. No, I know what it is. I was just trying to make a joke.
Bolivia
I have the map right in front of me.
Is in the center part.
I know. I have the map in front of me. I know.
I don't believe you.
I was trying to make a joke.
I don't believe you.
Well, you don't have to believe me. I'm telling you the truth.
I don't believe that you're telling me the truth. How can I trust you with this lying attitude?
Because I'm American, just like you, and Americans wouldn't lie to each other.
There's nothing more American than lying to each other.
Well, maybe you live in a different America. The America I live in, everybody's honest.
Especially our president, Donald J. Trump. He never lies.
Not in my America.
Not in my American Minecraft server.
Man, Minecraft took such a popularity hit fucking in 2018. I don't know. Wait, 2018, 2019? 2019. This year. Like, it was amazing how it came out of nowhere.
I had a lot of fun with Minecraft back in the day.
Back in the good old days. The new update added so much stuff that wasn't there in like the old days of Minecraft, which really confused the fuck out of me. Because it's like you have these mobs that would spawn if there's like a large body of water or a dense body of water. And the first time oh shit, what are those? I thought like they retextured like some of the mobs.
What are those?
Which I mean they effectively did.
That no account for.
But to like, oh my surprise, they were like completely different mobs.
Shame.
And that was a scary experience.
How many mobs are there in the real world of...
In the what?
In the real world.
Damn. That's the tough one. Don't know if I can answer that, but...
You will tell
Socially enough, Spider-Man says there's nothing more American kids up in camps and forcing them to drink toilet water. I agree. As an American myself, I think that's the most American thing. Whoever does that to kids is a patriot in my books.
He pays to be a triot.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
Ah, outlaws. I was...
There's nothing more American... I correct you. There's one thing more...
I left schematics.
Oh wait, sorry. There's one thing that's
That used
more
to- was
American than leaving kids in cages. It's making people go into debt because they can't afford medical care.
Oh yeah, dude, that's my favorite. It's up there with like the top 10, you know? Not even like the top 5, top 3. Isn't it great when that happens to you? I think it's great.
Oh, absolutely. I love it.
Like you're still giving your life for the benefit of the country, and I think there's nothing more American than that. Yeah.
And with that, I think we're going to end the stream a little bit early tonight because we're having pretty low viewership. But thanks to everyone who came, and we will see you next time.
Bye.